Hey, you guys, thank you so much for coming in and watching, especially tonight and on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, we are going to go over a lot of just how to master storytelling. And a lot of you know that I am in Save Club with some of us here in Rise and Thrive, and they do a lot of good training in there. So I am going to try to bring some of that training into our Rise and Thrive, without stepping on any toes and any kind of proprietary thing that I think is unacceptable or inappropriate. But I do think that the storytelling that they trained us in the other day was really good. So I thought I'd share some of that today. And a lot of you already know this, but it's a good recap, and especially to have it as a recorded class in our Rise and Thrive, I thought it would be good to go over it. So I'm going to share my screen here, make sure my sound is on. Okay, and you guys can see that. Okay, so the art of good storytelling. Your picture, excuse me, your picture or your story sells more than any sales pitch ever could. Okay, so we all know that being on TikTok is all about originality. It's all about, your uniqueness and who you are as a person, right? Definitely selling your core values. I always talk about that. But part one, why your story matters in digital marketing. Okay, and I think we all know this, but your followers aren't really buying the product, right? They're buying into you. They're buying into your values, your journey, how you vibe, whatever that vibe is on TikTok, that's what people are looking at, right? They're not buying into the company, they're buying into people. And TikTok's all about connection. And that's why I think TikTok's really our best platform to promote on. It seems to be the easiest one to build traction as far as then I think YouTube and then maybe Facebook and then Instagram. Instagram, I think, is a tough one. But those of you who have gotten into it and felt traction, awesome, because I'm not able to work on that one yet. So you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, okay? You don't even need to be at the top of your game. You just need to be able to inspire at least one person, guys. That's what we're going for. We don't need to change the world. If you can just come in and change two people's lives, you're on the right track, right? People want to connect. Just be real, right? Authenticity is what shines the most. Real people, real growth, real stories. Let me go back, say I missed anything. So that's how digital trust is built. And sales do really follow, after you start helping people. And we talk about that, sales are in the service, right? The more you help people, the more they're willing to buy from you over time. It's not going to be super fast. Okay, so part two. This is what we worked on a little bit in Save Club, and I thought this was a really, really good flow. Okay, the 60-second story framework. So you use this kind of flow, and Michelle might teach this in Legacy too. So I'm not really going to go into hooks so much tonight, but when we are telling our story, it is important that we are able to have this kind of problem, reaction, solution, result, and CTA. So the problem, what are you struggling with, right? What is it that's going on in your life that's hard or was hard, right? The reaction, how did it feel? What happened during that time in your life? Solution, what did you find? Is it digital marketing? Maybe it's the subscription business, right? And the result is what's different now. So the other thing would be, definitely have a CTA at the end of them. Like ask them to check it out with you. I always like that, it's a sharing, it's not a selling, we're sharing, right? So I gave you an example below. And again, your story is going to be totally different. But here's just one that I hear a lot, and it's very common and very realistic. I was tired of working 9 to 5, always exhausted, and still behind on my bills. I felt stuck. Then I found a program that showed me how to earn online in a simple way by helping others save money. It's not about hype, it's about real freedom. If you've ever felt stuck or just knew you were meant for more, this might be for you. You want to check it out with me? Like it's just that. Like it's simple, easy, and shareable. So problem, reaction, solution, result, and CTA. Okay, that's kind of the flow. And I think it really does work, especially with social media. I always say, keep it under 60 seconds. So you guys are going to have some homework. And the homework's going to, you'll see in a minute. But, definitely talking to like you're on FaceTime, talking like you're talking to your best friend. I don't mind if you use a script. I know a lot of people are like, don't use scripts. But if you can get your script to make it look like you are totally the way you would normally talk, go for it. As long as it doesn't look like you're reading or doesn't not sound like you, that we don't want that. But I'm fine with scripts. Some people, are not. Just be raw, right? Try not to be too rehearsed. That's fine. Try not to sound like a pro because you're not. I never say that I'm a pro. I never say I'm an expert. I just say I share what I learn, right? So you're focusing on your shift, not your success, because you want people are buying the transformation too. That's it. So the other example would be, here's a same kind of thing. I was tired of my 9 to 5, always exhausted, behind on my bills. I'd refresh my bank app like 3 times a day. Like that's very relatable. People understand that, right? I felt stuck. Then I found a program that showed me how to earn money online in a simple way by helping others save money. It's not about hype, it's about real freedom. Want to check it out with me? So again, it's similar, it's very similar, but it has a little bit different that whole thing, remember refreshing, I'm sorry, I remember refreshing my app. Like that, people really understand. Because that's what you want to do when you're building a story and using those kind of sensory type words. Like I always do that. I'm like, listen, you got to hear this, or listen up or stick to the end, right? We always say that. This feels really good to me. Anytime you use those kind of sensory words, people vibe with that because it's like, oh, you're telling a really good story. Everybody likes a good story, the campfire story when you're sitting around listening to the uncle talking or whatever. Everyone loves that. It's just human nature, right? So something about the soft invite. This is something too that you can use like in your DMs or, if someone's kind of curious and they've been watching you for a while. I always like the kind of language that again is not salesy. This is one's very curious. Hey, I started something new and it's really helping me with my income and I think you'd vibe with it. That's something you can say in your content or even in just like a little reach out to somebody, something that would be more of value. Like I said, you don't have to always be teaching, like, okay, this is how you do this. That is value, but it can be just like you're sharing. It's a simple way to make money and earn from home, even if you're just getting started. There's a free session coming up. It breaks it all down. Do you want to come? Very simple, very easy, straight to the point. And then there's the invite, just you want me to send you the link? Let me know, no pressure. Yeah, I just figured I'd share what helps me, in case it might help you. So you don't think about closing every single time. Just think about planting the seed, right? Because the webinar where you're leading them, most of us have webinars, I think, SWC. I know DWA does now, Legacy, Save Club. Everyone seems to have a webinar, and that's usually where they close, right? So getting people to the webinar is what we want. Of course, you can close yourself if you feel like you can, but I always try to follow up with people, and this is something I'm going to get into in a second, because I want if you are reaching out like after you've talked to them, and you've sent them something, I always think it's fine to say, listen, can I follow up with you like in a week or give yourself a time frame that feels comfortable so that you feel like there's still an open door there. Because we don't want to be always pressuring. And, if they haven't gone back to you after 3 times, I would lay low. Okay. But in that first outreach and, somebody's interested in buying from you, like Legacy or SWC or VWA or Save Club, again, it's all the same kind of stuff. Just end with like, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I reach out to you back, reach back with you in a couple weeks? And then they'll probably say yes. Then you have that open door to, follow up with them without being salesy, right? So your homework is going to be, I want you to you guys probably already have your story, okay? But I want you to create a 60-second story or less. Mine's really small, really short, and I'm going to play it for you. And I've played it before, but it really hits home with all of this. Hang on. Problem, reaction, solution, result, and CTA. That's what you want to remember. Okay. So we're going to play that in a minute. But I want you to think about, what wasn't working in your life or what isn't working in your life. Okay. Share how you discovered a better way. Explain what changed or what's improving. You don't have to be like, okay, I made $1 million, but you're like, you know what, I'm learning and this is getting better and I've gained like, 20 more followers this week, or I learned something and this is what's improving. I'm getting on a schedule. I'm feeling good about my content. Whatever that is you want to share that's improving, people appreciate that. And then of course the invite. Invite someone to check it out with you. It's always like a sharing, like, hey, come check it out with me. Come join me on this journey. It feels a lot better. Okay. So the formula is struggle, solution, result, right? Keep it real, keep it personal. You are the bridge, not the pitch. Okay, you are helping them get to that final destination, and you're sharing the journey. So you guys have probably seen this one before. I've shared it, but the reason I'm sharing it again because it really, my story, and I've switched it a little bit. Not every story is exactly, because you might have different stories that relate to different things, but I use this one a lot for just digital marketing. Okay, and it's just clips of my life with a voiceover, and it's about 37 seconds long. And you guys, I'm gonna play it for you. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to hear it. Hang on. Whoops. That's not. So what I wanted. My name's Amy. I'm 49 years old, a proud mom of 3 college-age kids, and I live in a cozy little town in Ontario, Canada, where the winters bite. Oh, sorry. And the coffee has to be hot. My husband Tom lost his job after 22 years, and we felt the walls closing in. So I dove into the digital world, shaky hands and all, and I figured out how to build multiple streams of income online, not with trends, but with truth. Now I help everyday people just like you build real income online with real heart. If you're ready for your comeback story, type yes below. Let's do this together. Okay, so you guys saw how I did that.
I'm 9 months in.
I just wanted you guys to. Oh, is it still playing? Hang on. There we go. I just want you guys to see that because it really does satisfy that, story, the problem, what changed, what are we doing, how are we helping, and then comment, and I did it all in like 37 seconds. Like so that's what we teach a lot in the Save Club as well. Is like we want to get our story out. I know Michelle teaches it. I'm sure a lot of the programs teach that. So if you don't have one already, work on that, right? Work on getting your story down to like a minute or less and practice that. And no, you're not going to say it in probably every video. And I don't either. But at least once or twice a week, I will bring it up, right? Like this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is how I help people. That's always something good. So let me bring back my bit of presentation. Do you guys still see my screen or no? Okay, hang on. I need to share again. Just a sec. I gotta pull this up. My Zoom is too low, so I can't see the share button. Okay. All right, so you guys feel good about that. You're gonna make a story, you're gonna write your story, and then if you want to and be brave, post it in our Rise and Thrive so we can watch it, okay? Or you know what? Just give me the script. Post your script if you don't want to record it. I get it, but post what you're gonna say, and so that you can get it better when you do your content, okay? So the do's of storytelling, definitely lead with honesty. Don't lead with hype. We talk a lot about trying not to share income of other people. I know it's okay if it's yours. If you need to share the community wins, okay, but let's not rely on that, okay? Because again, that gets into a lot of hype marketing. Keep it short. You're human, so it's okay to mess up. Don't worry if your words aren't perfect. Share what's helped you, not what you hope will happen, okay? Because then you have real results. It's okay to be like, listen, I'm not a 6-figure earner yet, but I plan to be. That's okay. I do think that's okay. But if you're, expressing like, I'm going to make $10 million next month, that's not what we want to say. Let your mess be your message. I think you guys have heard that before. Even if it's something that might be vulnerable, it's like that's what people connect with. It's a little messy right now and things aren't always looking right, but I know that I'm going to get through this, or this wasn't great at the time and look where I am now. Always think about like that, right? Don't borrow someone else's story. That's what I'm saying. Like, try not to share too many other people's wins. Share your wins because you want them to get by from you. You're their leader. You are their influencer. You are, they're being inspired by you. Okay. You don't want to oversell or exaggerate. We know that. Don't lie. Don't say things that haven't worked yet. Don't talk in circles, get to the point, right? And definitely follow up. Okay. When people are interested, follow up with them. One thing to like leave a comment under your video, I get that, but then follow up, leave them a DM. And I think it's okay. People are like, oh, I never reach out first. If they've commented, I would DM them after, like leave their comment. Listen, tell them click on the link here, go check it out, and I'm going to follow up with you. So I'm going to DM you in a little bit or tomorrow or something like that. So they expect it. I think that's great. It's good communication, right? So your story is somebody else's permission slip, guys. Just share it. Even if you're scared, you have to, okay? But share it because this is what's the connection. It's that story that's going to really spark someone else, okay? That's what they love to, they want to believe in that. And when they see you doing it, that's when they want to buy from you, okay? This I've shared before. This is the new book by Donald Miller. He has a new version, Building a Story Brand 2.0. Excellent, excellent book. If you haven't got it, I strongly suggest you do. You can get it on Amazon. I believe it's on Audible. But he uses the 7 story points that every human responds to. He understands why customers really buy. He creates messaging that cuts through the noise. And honestly, it's used by over 1 million+ businesses now. So, really great guy. If you guys have Roadmap, you know that they really push for this guy too or advocate him. I really like his book. Just again, a way to help you build your brand and help you sell your story. Really, really awesome book. Okay. And I'm just going to end with this a little bit of communication. And this was again part of Save Club, but I did change it a little bit. But if you are again following up with someone or you want to reach out, feel free to use these. Okay. And I made one for the membership one, and then I made one for like digital program. Okay. So this is a set 60-second story plus webinar ask. So let's say they already watched your video, or maybe you're reaching out to somebody. Hey, I only have a quick minute, so they already know that you're not going to spend a long time with them. But I wanted to reach out personally because something new I've been doing is really starting to make a difference in my life. A few weeks ago, I was feeling stuck. My budget was tight, limited time, and I just needed something different. Then I found this membership-based program that's really helping me save money and even earn extra on the extra income. And honestly, it's given me a lot of hope, and I think it might resonate with you too. There's a short webinar this Friday that explains everything. Again, no pressure, but I think you'll find it super valuable. Can I send you the link? It's free, and I'd love for you to check it out. Okay. And then there's that, would it be all right if I follow up with you after or follow up with you after even a few weeks? I think I messed up my text there, but you get it. So have that open-ended, like let me follow up with you. So I put these in there because I think they're really great, especially in text or like, we have our voice message, and I know it doesn't work for everybody, but if you have voice memo and TikTok and you have that feature, I definitely would be using that because people hear your voice and it resonates, and it's authentically you. So you can hear the tone and the inflection and how we talk. And so I just think it makes it really personal. Okay. So now this would be more for like a digital marketing program. I only have a quick minute, but I want to personally reach out because I recently started something that's genuinely shifting things for me in the online space. Same kind of thing. I was feeling stuck, tight budget. You guys fill in the blank, okay? You don't obviously use the exact thing, but the same type of wording, I was trying to get some online traction. Then I came across this digital marketing program that really made sense. It's beginner friendly, low pressure, and designed to help everyone build income online without needing tech skills, a big following, or hours and hours of free time, right? It's been a game changer. Not only is it helping me earn, it's also teaching me real strategy, not just hype. So I always like to put that in there because I think people get turned off by a lot of the hype stuff, right? You really want to be authentic. If you've ever thought about making money online or selling digital products, this might resonate with you. Again, inviting them to the webinar. We all have webinars, or listen, I've created this little TikTok video for you, or I've created a YouTube video for you. It breaks it all down. If you feel comfortable with doing that, we talked about a little bit yesterday in Latasha's class. One of the things that's nice is if you have a YouTube channel, excuse me, you can create a video and put it on your YouTube channel and keep it unlisted, but keep it for, whoever has that link. So you could share to your audience, listen, I made a quick video, it's like 6 minutes or whatever it is that you want to share, and be like, here's the link, go watch it. And it can answer some questions. Again, it puts you in that position of the resource. It puts you in that position of the leader, like, oh wow, she made me a video, or something that again isn't just the course creator, right? You don't have to do that, but it's just nice, right? So I thought the wording here was pretty good. That's why I wanted to share it with you all. But it's recorded, so you guys can grab it, or you can do a screen grab of that. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Yeah. But I just wanted to share that because like I said, I'm learning in there about good storytelling. I really love Donald Miller's book. So that is, if you guys are open to creating your own little story, like I said, you probably already have it, but let's share it in the community and give some people some ideas and make it yours, make it unique, make it specific, but short so that we're not, 2 minutes in, still telling our well, then I got married and then then I got divorced and then I had my kid, whatever. Like it's almost too much. Like we want to be like, okay, this is what happened. This is what I found. This is how it's helping me, and I think it can help you, right? So that's what I wanted to share tonight. And I do want to keep them kind of short because I know you guys, it's summertime, a lot of us here in the Northern Hemisphere, we want to get out and do things. You already are in communities. You've already got a hell of a lot of trainings, I'm sure. So I think we have next week. I'm going to do probably another little short one.